Hello, welcome to Fax TV. As you can probably see, we've not got PJ this week. I'm the stand-in. Unfortunately, PJ's fortunately, due to have a baby. That's not him, it's his wife. But I just want to say good luck to him. Hope everything goes well. And I just want to say well done, PJ. You've done a fantastic job with the Fax TV. Brilliant feedback so far. So when you're watching this, congratulations and keep the good work up. Been enjoying this week with our head coach, Karl Harrison. It's quite cool down here at the Shea Stadium. It's about 98 degrees at the moment. Karl's wrapped up accordingly. Karl, first of all, got a big smile on your face after Sunday's result. Brilliant win against Whitehaven. I know you're really pleased with the performance. I thought everybody from 1 to 17 played a part in a really good team victory.
Yeah, it's been coming and we've been playing well for the last few weeks, to be fair. A little bit unfortunate at Batley the previous week we never got the winning result, but the performance was there for 70 minutes. We're not far off the money at the moment. No, we know what we have to do this season. 6 games left and we need to win all of them if possible.
It's certainly warming up, that duel for second place. Obviously Lille ran away with it, to be honest. They've done really well this season. But Doncaster, I think they've surprised a lot of people this season. Paul Cook, your old pal, he's done an amazing job at Doncaster. You've been surprised how well they've done this season?
If you're looking from the outside, you'd probably say yes, but when you look at the actual squad, no. They've used the link-up with others extremely well. They play with some real experienced players like Miller, top Australian player who's a 6-figure salary man playing in the halves for them. Paul Cook in the halves. Richard Whiting's been playing there. You know, people keep expecting them to drop off, but no, they're going well. They're certainly, I wouldn't even say dark horses. I say, you know, they're right in the mix with ourselves and Featherstone.
Absolutely, and Featherstone with 2 points behind them at this stage of the season. I'd probably say you'd have settled for that because you've still got to play Doncaster and Featherstone this season. So really, it's in our hands, isn't it, for that second spot? It's
still in our hands. We've certainly got around it the hard way. You know, with the points and results we've had throughout the season have been disappointing. Certainly in the mid part of the season, the early part of the season, you know, we threw a lot of needless points away where we could be clear second now. So there's been less pressure on the squad, but what it has done, the extra pressure, it has galvanised the squad, and we're very together at the moment, are the players, and they play a nice brand of rugby, and the conditions and the firmer grounds do suit this squad.
Yeah. I think some of the tries we scored on Sunday exceptional, and I think a lot of fans are staying away at the moment. Hopefully we can entice them back. With the brand of rugby we're playing on these hard grounds, you know, they're missing something special down here, aren't they, at the moment?
Well, all we can do as a coaching team and as a players is to go out there and win by any means possible. That's we're in a results-based industry, and if we score some nice tries off the back of that, absolutely. And I can't understand why people stay away, to be honest. I'm a Leeds United fan for all my sins, and we've gone through some proper rubbish in the last 12 years, but we still go.
Yeah. The team performance on Sunday, like we say, were good all around. You had some tough choices to make. Ryan Fieldhouse pulled out with a stomach upset before the game. He brought Gareth Potts in. I thought Potts did really well on Sunday. He started off a little bit slow. As you said, he was trying to acclimatise to the conditions, but I thought when he got into the game, he impressed, did Potts?
Yeah, he's been out for 6 weeks with a broken bone in his ankle, and he did well to get back so quick, to be fair. But as Gareth found out, playing fullback, his energy levels is certainly a lot greater playing fullback than it is on the wing. Yeah. And he found that out after about the first 6 minutes of the game. But I thought Gareth did really well. When he got his second win, should we say, he certainly ran the ball with some vigour and made some inroads into them.
And other good performance, I thought Steve Tyrer, I think he got 2 tries, 8 goals from 9, so I don't know if you've got him in this week for a bit of extra kicking practice. Needs to tighten up a little bit. But Steve Tyrer, I thought, he's performing really well of late. You've rewarded him with another extended contract. I know you're really pleased with how Steve's gone this season, Karl.
Yeah, Steve's had a great season. He turned up in great nick, and a lot of that was probably because of the off-season chat we had at the end of last season. He didn't have the greatest of season. He had a few personal problems, but he sorted his life out and sorted his head out, and certainly sorted his diet out, which was holding him back. And you can see his performances. He's playing at Super League standard at the moment. He's Tyrer.
When you mentioned diet, I better not mention. I was thinking the next player to lead on to Tony Tonks. Tonks has been brilliant, hasn't he? I thought he's gone really well in the last few weeks for us. He's leading the League Weekly. He's leading the Ironman Challenge at the moment, which is quite. I've not made it up. I know his dad picks it, but he's going really well on it, isn't he, really? He's
playing well for the team. We've been going with 5 props recently, and Tonka comes on for short, explosive spells. He's got something Ambler and Braychick haven't got. They're more endurance prop, and Tony's more explosive. So we've got a nice blend at the moment. But Ironman, I've never heard of that one. I don't read the league. I don't read the Rugby Fest now.
I've not made it up, honestly. I thought the forwards laid a really good platform in setting up the victory against Whitehaven on Sunday. Luke Ambler scored down here in front of South Stand, 2 tries. He's working really hard on his game. He's smartened himself up. He looks really fit. He's obviously got an extended contract, as you spoke about on Fax TV last week with PJ. He's a very great ambassador for this club, is Luke, as well. Not only just on the pitch, but off it. He does a lot of good things for us.
He's working in the community, and part of his role next season is to extend that role. Real good fella, and he's also doing a real good job with some of the younger players. In the under-20s, he's taken a couple of players. Well, certainly one, McCall Higgins, under his wing, and try and get him fit. Sort his diet out for him and everything. And because McCall's a good player, and he could push into the top squad next season, but he's a little bit way off condition. And to be fair to Luke, he's taking him under his wing and pushing that direction for him.
It's nice to hear things like that, Karl, as well. One thing I did notice, and it raised a few eyebrows, were Luke's try celebration after that second try. What was all that about? That's the fastest I've ever actually seen him sprint after he put the ball down.
Well, we all sprinted when we scored a try. I think he's got more friends on the left hand side than the right hand side. The last person who congratulates the try scorer, should we say, gets it with a monetary fine. Yeah. And that's why you see people like Peter Fox panicking when they try scoring on the left hand side, and that's why everybody sprints in.
Well, that explains that one to the fans. You find everything out on Fax TV. One person I've not mentioned yet, and since you brought him to this club, it's been phenomenal, really. Scott Morrell, his performance on Sunday, I looked in one of the papers on Monday morning, they marked him 10 out of 10. Wow. It was him that wrote it, by the way, but he's been outstanding as Scott. He brings a lot to the team, a lot of enthusiasm and passion to the players as well.
Well, I've known Scott since he was a little boy. I'm from the same part of the world as Scott, and when he became available, I had no hesitation of pushing the boat out to try and get him. And by his own feeling this year, he's not had the greatest of seasons, but last week he was fantastic. Great leader. He was poor the week before at Batley, which he fully understands, and he knows that, and held his hand up. But last week he got his head down and just led the team around the park and was, as you say, superb.
Yeah, and instigated some great tries as well, the build up to Luke Adamson's try. That was fantastic rugby. That got voted the try of the week as well. Luke Adamson popped up to finish that nice move off.
What people don't realise is I pick the try of the week and the team of the week.
You're not supposed to say that. We'll go with it, though, anyway.
I'm joking.
We're going to switch attention now. This weekend we've got Swinton Lions away. On paper, you look at that, I think we should hopefully come through that way and get the 3 points. But Swinton, surprisingly, they lost to Doncaster away level way, 36 points to 34, and that's with a man sent off as well.
Last play of the game, that they are going well. Nobody wants to finish bottom of the competition. No. And Swindon have got a lot of pride in they're an established club. It does look on paper that they are going to get relegated, but they certainly won't want to finish. And I've said all season, the bottom 5 clubs have got a big bearing on who finishes at the top of the competition as well. So we need to do what we need to do.
Fingers crossed that we will. And there's a bit of an added spice to Swinton Lions game because they've got a couple of our old players. And Mick Nanning is playing over there. Nice to see Mick back playing after injury nightmare that Mick went through. I'm really pleased for him. Josh Barlow as well. Josh is a feisty character. He might be looking to make a bit of an impact, I would imagine.
I'm sure he is. He's already been texting me this week. Yes. And also Freddie Walker's been playing for them as well. Who played for us last season. And Swinton are a good club. They've had tough times with not having their own stadium and this, that and the other, but I've got a lot of respect for their owners and what have you, and I just, at the end of the season, end of the day, I don't really care about anybody else's results. I care about what we do, and we're going there for 3 points.
Yeah, and fingers crossed we can do it. Yeah. Last Monday, I went down to the Halifax Rugby League charity golf day, what Tony Tonks organised.
I wasn't invited.
Well, you invited. Sorry about that.
I wasn't
just cut that there. Then I didn't know Karl weren't invited. So we'll, hopefully, if there's anyone drops out next year, we'll try and get you in there and get you a spot, Karl.
Maybe.
But one thing I did notice that day, I see all the lads down here quite a lot, but when we turned up at that golf club, up at West End Golf Club, the team spirit and the camaraderie with the lads did, and I think that's a really good sign to see how well the lads get on off the field as well. It's a good sign that, you know, you're getting the right results on the pitch when you see that bond.
Well, before we sign anybody at this club, you know, I always like to interview the player, have a chat to them, and see if they can fit into the ethos we're trying to create here. And as you can see, the boys are pretty close together. And we've got a mixed bag as well. Got some real senior guys and some real young guys, but they all come in and they are very together. As with the coaching staff, and to be fair, the board of directors, I know you guys who work voluntary for the club. Well, I'll say voluntary with you, but that's a different word. It's very much a team effort, this place, and yeah, it's a real good place to be at the moment.
So when you said about voluntary, does that mean I'm not getting paid for this interview then? I was hoping you might be able to just drop us a bit of money. Is that not happening?
That is probably a fair assumption.
I'm going to get off it. No, one thing I noticed at the weekend, Karl, your old club where you used to work at, Bradford Bulls, you know, they were staring down the barrel of gold and they finally got relegated. Your old mate, Jimmy Laws. You know, it's sad for them, but from our point of view, we can look forward to playing them next season down here, and hopefully that'll generate a lot of interest locally. The big derby games against teams like that. I mean, it'd be nice if we were playing them in Super League, but that's going to create a really good buzz around the town when we do finally lock horns again with your old team, the Bulls.
I'm sure it will, you know. And Jimmy's he's a super coach. He's Jimmy. He's a good fella, and he knew what he was doing when he left Leeds Carnegie to take the Bulls over. He already had one eye on the championship because it looked like they're going down then. And they'll be strong. They are staying full time, and they'll be the team to beat next season. But what I've spoken to Jimmy about already, every time the Bulls go on the field next year, there'll be a cup final for them, and whether their players can handle that, that's to be seen.
It's going to be interesting to see. Funny all week in Rugby League this week. I mean, last week you saw Sir Kevin Sinfield get sent off for a headbutt. Were you a bit surprised by that? I mean, I'm quite interested to read Jim Mills' comments on it, or the old renowned hardman Jim Mills. He said, if that's a headbutt, I'm going to have to stop kissing my wife. Were you a bit surprised at that, what went on last week?
I wasn't surprised he got sent off for the incident. I was surprised at Kevin doing that, but even the colours of characters lose their edge now and again, and you know, Kevin's not that sort of player. He's a great leader, and a great role model for everybody, and I'm sure he's as disappointed for himself and the fans, but it's also pretty good for the game that.
Yeah.
I miss a part of the biff in the game. I really do, and I think the rules have made it a little bit soft.
Yeah. Interesting saying you miss that part of the game. Obviously, you look at Barra Raiders, Bobby Goulding, your old GB teammate. He's been turning out for him. I think he's 42. He's Bobby. If you're watching this, you're my favourite player as well, Bobby. You know, any thoughts of yourself turning out and maybe showing these youngins the way?
I've probably got 3 sets left in my career. I'd love to play. You know, I sit in the second best seat in the house being the coach, but the best seat in the house is on the fields. I love playing and I miss it every single day.
Well, you never know. If I buy a couple of pints on Sunday,
I do know.
We'll leave that one then. Karl, it's always good to catch up with you, mate. I really appreciate you coming down. And this Fax TV, it's a great way of getting to the fans and finding out what's going on behind the scenes. If you've not subscribed yet, do go on to the YouTube channel. It's free as well, so I've subscribed. And keep up with all the weekly news. And I think you'll have PJ back next week. But thanks for joining us, Karl. Thanks very much. It's always a pleasure as always. Thank you.